CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Now to the teachers' dispute and a glimmer of hope tonight that both sides may be looking for a compromise. The Labour Relations Board will convene this evening and will decide whether the BC Teachers Federation can launch a full-scale strike. It will also look at mediation. And the teachers' hard line and an escalation of their job action today seems to have moved the province, if only just a bit. The teachers rallied at the legislature this afternoon, and that's where CTV's Stephen Andrew joins us now live with the latest developments. Stephen.
Hudson, that rally has just wrapped up, and the teachers are looking to the Labour Relations Board for a new designation on exactly what essential services is. This, as their contract talks now are meeting that one-year mark. Teachers looking for 15% increase over 3 years. They say at one time they ranked third in the country, now they rank ninth, and they say the government is just offering them net zero.
Everybody knows that things are becoming more expensive. Gas is more expensive, milk is more expensive, housing in BC is more expensive, and so the net zero is a sub-zero from our perspective, and the public understands that. So we're hopeful we could still get somewhere.
To be covered by our tax.
The government is considering a proposal that the teachers introduced to put a mediator into these talks, but it says not to bridge the gap between the two sides when it comes to salary negotiations.
Within the bounds of net zero, perhaps there may still be potential or a role for a mediator to work with the parties within the boundaries of net zero. That may have some currency. Again, we're trying to think our way through that important point. But it will not be bridging the gap between zero or net zero and $2.06 billion.
Now, Hudson, that is a bit of a softening as far as George Abbott is concerned. Last week he was saying monetary issues off the table completely. What that net zero means is basically this, that they have a pool of money for benefits, they have a pool of money for salaries. If the teachers want to take some of that money from their benefits and put it into salary, he's willing to do that, but he's saying absolutely we are not going to give you any increase in the amount of funds that funds now your total contract. So we'll have to see how that goes, Hudson.
All right, Stephen, thank you. We'll check back with you at 6.
Okay.
A Victoria man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for manslaughter. Wyatt Prince has been sentenced in the death of Paul Roxell. Court was told that Prince and 2 other men went to Roxell's View Towers apartment in April of 2009 intending to rob him. Once there, court was told Prince put Roxell in a chokehold. The 2 others fled the suite with cash. Police were called and they found the 45-year-old's body. Prince was sentenced today for robbery in the same case as well. The 33-year-old Prince will get credit for time already in custody, but will serve nearly 9 years more. Victoria Police still on the lookout tonight for a man who robbed a jewelry store last week. Vic PD released the surveillance video today. Police say the masked man walked into the Old and Gold jewelry store on 4th Street last Monday, threatened the clerk with a gun, forced her to open the cabinets, and loaded his backpack with jewels. Police say the robber was in the store for about 2 minutes.
He then fled the store across 4th Street and down this and through the Sussex building, and then down Broughton Street. However, detectives do believe that 2 key pieces of evidence could help identify the suspect. The first is the shoes that the suspect was wearing. These shoes are Circa shoes. They're called skate shoes, and this is what the investigators believe he was wearing at the time. So if anybody has any information on those, please call us. The other is an Echo Mercenary backpack. It's right here as well.
Vic PD says the man is about 5'10" to 6'2" in height with a medium build. If you know who it is or have any information on the Old and Gold robbery, you're asked to contact Victoria Police. Well, it was just a matter of time, and it has happened again. If you didn't find the time to fill up this morning, it'll cost you more to do it tonight, or if you did it on your way home this afternoon. Gasoline around Greater Victoria costs almost 20 cents more per litre. This afternoon, the price at the pump jumped as much as 39 cents at some stations, and is sitting tonight at $1.39.9 per litre. It was at about $1.21.9 earlier in the day. It is the second big jump in less than a week, following predictions of gasoline hitting $1.50 per litre on the island as early as this summer. Well, it just came down on Friday, and already part of Victoria's iconic Johnson Street Bridge has been listed in the classifieds. The rail portion of Big Blue has been posted online on Used Victoria. It's a joke posting. It says the bridge is a great starter bridge. Under the reason for sale, the author of the post writes, previous owner had no complaints, but after 100 years just felt it was time to upgrade. No prices listed on the posting. The contractors who removed the rail portion of Big Blue say It could reel in $45,000 on the scrap metal market. Well, Victoria firefighters and their trucks were getting ready for their close-ups today. The department has been selected by fire truck manufacturer Rosenbauer to be the face of its next advertising campaign. The photo shoot was held in Victoria's picturesque Inner Harbour this afternoon. The shots are going to be used in a corporate magazine that Rosenbauer uses to market its trucks worldwide.
I mean, Victoria's a great customer and we enjoy working with them every day. So.
Doesn't hurt that the city of Victoria is pretty as well?
Absolutely. I could certainly move here.
The next advertising campaign.
We're very excited. I mean, I think it kind of gives you an idea of where you stand as far as what people think of you in the industry, in the fire service.
The photos in that trade publication will be published sometime this summer. And a BC Air ambulance rushed to Bowser on Sunday afternoon after a backyard burn turned into a raging inferno. A man who was burning garbage on a rural property was badly hurt when the fire blew up on him. He was able to extinguish the flames on his clothing and make his way to a nearby fire hall to get help.
A person showed up at the fire hall. He was burnt. He had only a pair of shorts on. And he said that he had a can explode out of a fire and set himself on fire. It seems like he put something on the fire he didn't realize was volatile, and it blew up on him.
Firefighters don't know exactly what it was the man put on the fire. They say it may have been an empty fuel container or something that had remnants of flammable chemicals. He was airlifted to Victoria suffering serious burns, but they are not considered life-threatening. Now to the teachers' dispute, and across the province today, teachers were ringing a warning bell today, stepping up their job action after learning that the government is writing up back-to-work legislation. Teachers worked bell to bell, as they put it today, arriving just in time for classes to start and leaving as soon as the last bell rang for the day. They used their lunch hours to meet and discuss job action, and after school, teachers rallied in cities and towns up and down the island and across the province.
Well, right now, we're trying to send a strong message to the community that, hey, what we're looking for is a negotiated deal, a fair deal, a mediated deal. The last thing we want to see is a legislated solution, because if we see that, we're going to know that teachers and students are in for another decade of cuts and erosions.
Tonight, the BC Teachers Federation goes before the Labour Relations Board to ask for permission for a full-scale strike. The students say they'll support their teachers if the job action escalates.
Upsetting though, because like the teachers, they probably work the hardest out of anybody because they have to deal with all the kids and then all the marking and all the extracurricular activities that it's pretty tough for them to have to get treated negatively because of just how much work they do.
I mean, they put in a lot of work and they're the ones who's actually dealing with the kids. Like the governments aren't really doing that, so.
Teachers have been staging limited job action since the school year began. They want a new contract calling for a 15% pay increase over 3 years. The province says it has made it clear there is no room for public sector salary increases.